Welcome to the Unraveling the Scriptures channel. Have you heard about the Ethiopian Jews, also known as Beta Israel? Many of these Ethiopian Jews claim Jewish origins linked to one of the tribes of Israel. Some specifically assert that they have roots in the tribe of Judah, while others consider themselves descendants of Jews who mixed with the descendants of Cush in Ethiopia. In this video, I will explore the fascinating history of the origins of the Ethiopian Jews, known as Beta Israel. So, I invite you to leave a like, comment, subscribe to the channel, and let's uncover who the Ethiopian Jews really are. Do they have any Jewish genetic heritage? Find out now in the video, the origin of the Ethiopian Jews. Beta Israel, also known as Ethiopian Jews, is a Jewish community that lived for centuries in the region of the ancient kingdom of Aksum, in the Ethiopian Empire, also referred to as the Kushite Empire. Today, this area is divided between the Amhara and Tigray regions of Ethiopia. Most of this community migrated to Israel in the late 20th century. Beta Israel lived in northwestern Ethiopia, spread across more than 500 small villages, coexisting with predominantly Christian and Muslim populations. The majority were concentrated in the northern Gondar region, in places such as Shire Inda-Selassie, Woolkayet, Salemti, Dembia, Sigalt, Quora, and Belisa. They practiced a non-Talmudic form of Judaism, similar in some respects to Karaite Judaism. The original languages of Beta Israel included Quora and Kala, both part of the Agal languages of the Central Cushitic group. Today, they also speak languages such as Tigrinya and Amharic, belonging to other Cushitic subgroups. The origin of the Ethiopian Jews, known as Beta Israel, has been a topic of great interest and debate. Various Ethiopian oral traditions offer different versions of their origin, ranging from direct descent from ancient Israelites to conversions of Cushitic groups to Judaism. These narratives suggest that Beta Israel may have formed as a distinct ethno-national group in response to social and historical pressures between the 14th and 16th centuries. Among the most widespread stories, some claim that Beta Israel are descendants of the tribe of Dan, one of the 12 tribes of Israel, who supposedly migrated to Ethiopia in ancient times. According to this tradition, the migration may have been led by the sons of Moses during the Exodus period. Over the centuries, these Jews would have mixed with the Cushites, resulting in a cultural and ethnic fusion. Modern scholars, however, raise the possibility that Beta Israel may have originated from local conversions, with Judaism being introduced to the region and adopted by Cushitic communities. This suggests that instead of a direct migration of Israelites, the religion may have arrived in the region through commercial or colonial contacts with Jewish communities in the Middle East. Another interesting point is that the religious practices of the Beta Israel, including their oral traditions, contain elements that differ from traditional rabbinic Judaism, indicating an independent evolution influenced by regional cultures. As such, the true origin of the Ethiopian Jews remains a mystery, deeply rooted in ancient traditions and the complex historical interactions between different peoples and cultures. Adding to this discussion, there is also the fascinating question of the historical and religious legitimacy of the Beta Israel. In the 20th century, the State of Israel recognized the Beta Israel as legitimate Jews, allowing their immigration to the country through operations such as Operation Moses and Operation Solomon. This further solidified the place of Ethiopian Jews within the global Jewish diaspora. According to certain interpretations passed down by Ethiopians, some alternative timelines also include later crises in Judea, such as the division between the northern kingdom of Israel and the southern kingdom of Judah after the death of King Solomon, as well as the Babylonian exile. Some Beta Israel trace their origins to the Christian tradition, which mentions Menelik's return to Ethiopia. Menelik is viewed as the first Solomonic emperor of Ethiopia, believed to be the son of King Solomon of Israel and Makeda, the ancient Queen of Sheba. While these traditions are recent interpretations, they reflect long-held beliefs. Scholar John Abink recorded 3 distinct versions from Beta Israel priests, highlighting different perspectives on their origins. Ethiopian history, as described in the Kabra Nagast, claims that the Ethiopians descend from Israelite tribes that migrated to Ethiopia with Menelik, considered the son of King Solomon and the Queen of Sheba, also known as Makeda in legend. According to this legend, Menelik, as an adult, returned to Jerusalem to meet his father and later settled in Ethiopia, bringing the Ark of the Covenant with him. However, the Bible does not mention any relationship between Solomon and the Queen of Sheba, nor does it suggest that they married. This story is not found in the Holy Scriptures or in apocryphal texts. Some scholars interpret the Song of Songs as a reference to a beautiful woman with sun-darkened skin who could be the Queen of Sheba, although the text states that she was not from Cush but from Israel. Still, other scholars believe she may have been Cushite. The claim made by some Ethiopian Jews about their Jewish origin, supposedly from the tribe of Dan, may have some foundation, but the genetic evidence among Ethiopian Jews is not very strong. Most of them descend from Cushitic peoples, native to Ethiopia. While there is indeed a small Jewish heritage present, it is limited. Aside from this heritage, the only other Semitic influence that some Ethiopian Jews might have would be Sabaean, Arabian, origins, along with the possible Danite Jewish origin. However, without a more comprehensive genetic study that can accurately identify Middle Eastern genes, both Jewish and Arab, among Ethiopians, it is difficult to definitively confirm the presence of ancient Jewish or Arab heritage. Thanks to technological advancements in genetics, through thorough and responsible studies, it is now possible to determine the percentage of ancestry from different ancient peoples. The same has been done with the Ethiopian people, who claim Jewish heritage. Genetic studies have been conducted to verify whether Ethiopian Jews, also known as Beta Israel, have connections to the Middle East, with any Arab peoples, or even with other Jewish groups such as Sephardic, Ashkenazi, or Mizrahi Jews, the latter often considered the most pure Semitic Jews. I will now present data on the genetic tests performed to clarify these connections. Several DNA studies have been conducted on Ethiopian Jews, analyzing their uniparental lineages. Genealogical DNA testing allows researchers to trace paternal ancestry, through the father's lineage, as well as maternal ancestry, through the mother's lineage. Both sides are analyzed to determine possible Semitic origins among Ethiopian Jews. However, it is important to note that, while Ethiopian Jews are Jewish by religion, the genetic question is more complex. According to Cresciani et al., 2002, the A haplogroup is the most common paternal lineage among Ethiopian Jews, found in about 41% of Beta Israel men. This haplogroup is primarily associated with populations speaking Nilo-Saharan and Khoisan languages, indicating a predominantly African genetic origin. What this means so far is that studies have detected a predominantly African origin among Ethiopian Jews, linked to Nilo-Saharan and Khoisan peoples. However, the branches of the A haplogroup carried by Ethiopian Jews, especially the AY23865 variety, formed millennia ago in the Ethiopian highlands. About 18% of Ethiopian Jews carry the EP2XM35, XM2 haplogroup, with most of these lineages belonging to EM329, which was found in a 4,500-year-old Ethiopian fossil. These haplotypes are common in southwestern Ethiopia, especially among Omotic-speaking populations. The remainder of Beta Israel Jews carry haplotypes linked to the EM35 and JM267 haplogroups, more commonly associated with Cushitic and Semitic-speaking populations in northeastern Africa, suggesting a genetic connection to these regions as well. Later analyses indicate that the EM35 haplogroup, present in Ethiopian Jews, is predominantly of indigenous origin from the Horn of Africa, rather than Levantine origin. This reinforces the idea that the patrilineal lineages of Ethiopian Jews are primarily native to northeastern Africa, not originating from the Middle East. Regarding the maternal lineage, a 2011 mitochondrial DNA study focusing on the maternal ancestry of Beta Israel Jews revealed that 51.2% of them carry the macrohaplogroup L, commonly found in Africa. The rest of the lineages are of Eurasian origin, including 22% from haplogroup R0, 19.5% M1, 5% W, and 2.5% U. However, the study did not find any identical haplotypes shared between Yemeni and Ethiopian Jewish populations, suggesting little gene flow between these populations and that their maternal population histories are possibly distinct. The maternal genetic profile of Beta Israel shows similarities with populations living in the Ethiopian highlands. Regarding autosomal ancestry, a comprehensive study by Tishkoff et al., 2009, examined the autosomal DNA of Ethiopian Jews, analyzing the genetic connections of various African populations. According to Bayesian cluster analysis, Beta Israel was generally associated with other Cushitic-speaking populations residing in the Horn of Africa. The genetic conclusion indicates that Beta Israel, or Ethiopian Jews, are autosomally closer to other populations of the Horn of Africa than to any other Jewish community. A 2012 study by Oster et al. Concluded that the Ethiopian Jewish community was founded at most around 2,000 years ago, possibly with a relatively small number of Semitic Jews and some Arabs from southern Arabia. Due to the strong predominance of Ethiopian African genetics, these early Jews were genetically overshadowed by the more dominant African heritage. The most recent study on the genetics of Ethiopian Jews, conducted by Agranatamir et al. In 2020, revealed that the DNA of Ethiopian Jews is predominantly of East African origin, with roots in Ethiopia itself. However, about 20% of their genetic makeup is of Semitic origin, linking them to peoples of the Middle East. These data show similarities with some Jewish populations and also with modern Arab populations. In summary, Ethiopian Jews are mostly descended from Cushitic Africans but possess a small portion, approximately 20%, of Semitic DNA, including Jewish and Arab. I hope you enjoyed this video about Ethiopian Jews. Were you already familiar with this origin? Which do you believe is the true one? Share your opinions in the comments. May God bless you, and see you soon.